All right, 1 minute here. Just give me a second, please, okay? Hey, Timothy, how you doing? Just give me a minute, please, bro, okay? Please give me a minute. We'll see if somebody else is going to join on here. Ten seconds, I'll start. Give me a few minutes here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bingo. All right. Tonight, I'd like to talk about conservative free speech. Reason why I think the far left, the libtards, is attacking our right to free speech. Now, I mean, it's getting too commonplace what they're doing. Everything else is I blame it far more on the left-wing media. It's dominated the media so far, but I'm glad to see a lot of us are fighting back. Now, here's one prime example right here. This lady, she's a conservative. She's an African-American lady, and she's a conservative, and she's a Trump supporter. Okay? Not too long ago, she had a little online debate with David Duke. I'm sure you know who David Duke is. Now, I guess she humiliated David Duke on YouTube, something like that, okay? And she tweeted out that David Duke is a racist grandpa. And what did Twitter do for a comment? She is permanently suspended on Twitter for calling David Duke a racist grandpa. Now, my opinion is that Twitter was wrong for doing that because it is her right to say that. And David Duke was really nobody important. He's a damn joke, really. He has no political power. I mean, he ran for political office all this time and never won any political office. None I could think of so far. I know he ran for governor of Louisiana, but lost big time. But, that's besides the point. But, hey, Rick Johnson, how you doing? But what I can't understand is, why would Twitter permanently suspend an African-American conservative woman who has to be a Trump supporter, but suspend her account just because she called David Duke a racist grandpa? I mean, she is exercising her right of free speech. David Duke is a public figure, believe it or not. Yes, he is. He's on media most of the fucking time. Why? I don't know. But the media always gives all this damn attention and everything else. So just because that the tree of logic called David Duke a racist grandpa, they permanently suspended her account, which they were wrong for doing. I hope she sues Twitter for that, for violating her free speech. And rightfully so. And here's another one that really gets me off the chain. Oh, on a video of the Tree of Logic's video of her suspending her Twitter account, I posted on Jerry's World. You want to check it out. But this one I posted on Jerry's World too. This is a conservative lady. Her name is Laura Southern. She's Canadian. Okay. She's a Christian conservative, okay? And she's banned from the UK. Why? For a so-called racist video. Yeah, she's a YouTube person. She's a YouTuber. And she made some kind of so-called racist video, which the UK decided to ban her under their laws called Section 7, some kind of terrorist law, to say she's spreading hate speech. Now, what this is, what I understand about Laura Southern is she saw Vice News where they did an article saying Jesus could be gay. So she's responded to her own personal video saying, "You make fun of my God, I'm going to make fun of your God." And did her own video say Allah could be gay. That's what she did. Because she made that video, Allah could be gay, that video right there. What happened really to the whole story here, that when she arrived at London, the British police, or the London police, I believe what it is, detained her, held her, questioned her about the video about Allah could be gay. And they said they considered that video racist and hate speech that was under British law, under some kind of British blasphemy law, that she is now allowed in the UK because of that video. Yes, fortunately, the disease of liberalism is spreading worldwide, especially in Western Europe. And what I understand, unfortunately, in the UK. Now, that's what gets to me. Not just her, though. They banned a few others. An American conservative journalist, I can't think of her name, I apologize for that. But they banned her from entering the UK. And she has an Australian boyfriend. And they banned her because she has conservative views, and they consider her contact hateful speech. Now, what's the definition? How do you define hateful speech? I don't know. But under Section 7, under British law, if it's some kind of terrorist speech, some shit like that, can't give you a clear definition of that you will not be allowed into the UK. Of course, they'll let jihadists in the UK, no problem, I understand. Yes, if you're jihadists, and Allah Akbar, you go in the UK, no problem. But if you're a conservative journalist and they consider you spreading hate speech, they will ban you from the UK. So what gets me is this like this, UK is doing this, they're getting bad with this. And the conservatives in the UK better stand up, and better stand up quick, or their voices are going to be silenced too in the UK. Now, what makes me ashamed of all this is I have a British background. My great-grandfather on my dad's side immigrated from England. Okay, so large part of me is technically British or British ancestry. And this makes me ashamed. I hate to say it. I really hate to say this, but this makes me ashamed to have a British ancestry with shit like this they're pulling right now in the UK. It really does. It really does. It makes me ashamed. And another thing I want to talk about. This is from a YouTuber. I can't think of this guy's name. I think it's Quasar666, but he's a Trump supporter, and he makes a lot of good views. Okay, I post this on YouTube, right? I'm on my page, Jerry's World 2. It's called Related Content Politics on Firearms. So YouTube, obviously is starting to modularize a lot of videos and stuff like that. That's what they're doing. And this guy here on YouTube, they're going so far. Anything, if you make a video on YouTube, for understand, do anything with firearms and promoting the Second Amendment, anything like that, they're going to modularize your videos on YouTube. Yes, YouTube's getting that ridiculous too. Anything they say firearm related or promoting the Second Amendment, your content on YouTube will be modularized and censored, stuff like that, or it might take your video down altogether. Now, this guy made a good point, So if you're going to monetize videos related to firearms, it's kind of like this. There's a video from the History Channel. The History Channel has a channel on YouTube. They do. And one of their videos is called The History of Firearms. Yes, date back when firearms first began somewhere in England, all the way to the United States, all the way up to today. From the muzzle loader all the way up to the fully autos we have today. The whole history of firearms is on. They have that video. So are they going to monetize that video? The hunting videos are going to monetize that one. They have hunting videos on YouTube. They have videos on muzzle loaders and all kinds of subjects related to firearms, stuff like that. So they're going to go so far and monetize those videos as well, just because it has something to do with firearms. Not only that, they also have the history of the Second Amendment on them. Yes, YouTube, there's videos, history on the Second Amendment, the Constitution. We're talking about the Second Amendment, everything else, the history behind it. So are they going to start monetizing their videos? I mean, YouTube is getting fucking ridiculous too. And by the way, I forgot about this other part. I just remembered it. There's a guy there. Now, he's in England. He's British. And maybe you heard of this, but I'm going to tell you this anyway. He did some kind of joke video with his dog, okay? And it said, like, gas to choose, got his dog all excited, running around and shit, you know? Even made his dog do, like, the seek hell with his paw and everything else. Now, that's just a dog. He really don't know what he's doing. And the guy was just playing a fucking joke. Yet, because of that video they made, England charged this man with a crime. Yes, got found guilty of it. What's his fate? I don't know, but he's faced jail time over that video. You know, what they're going to do to him, I don't know. I hope he goes to jail for this. But he's looking at least a year or some kind of sensitivity training, I guess, whatever bullshit they're going to try to pull on this guy. And I feel real bad for it because the video was a joke. It was intended to piss off his ex-girlfriend, some shit like that, you know. That's all it was. They even had one of his Israeli friends, yes, he has Jewish friends, defending him on this. That this is bullshit out here. And they were defending him on this. You know. What gets me, you know, you can go on YouTube and watch that video. It's very hard to find. I cannot post that video on my page. It will not let me. You cannot share the video. You cannot like or dislike the video. You can't comment the video or nothing. All you can do is watch it. I watched it. It even gives you a warning on that video right there. It really does. But you get a guy that's facing jail time or some kind of sensitivity training just because he posted that video was only intended for a damn joke. I mean, the media and stuff is, again, outrageous with us right now. Even the next news network, they're trying to monetize their content and everything else. And I mean, here's the thing to all my fellow conservatives and stuff like this, who watches this. Are we going to let them get away with this? Or are we going to let them silence us? I think not. Don't be intimidated. Do not be silenced. In America, in the United States, we have the First Amendment. It's called freedom of the press, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, and freedom of speech. That is what we have in the United States. And we need to protect that at all costs. And who are the libtards anyway deciding what is hate speech, what is hate speech, what is not hate speech? To them, anything they disagree with is hate speech, basically. I mean, the reason I bring up the UK, I don't want the United States turned into UK, where you do some kind of video, you say kind of statement they don't like, and you're going to face jail time for that. I do not want that to happen. Political correctness gone mad is a bad thing. It's just the government's way or people's way, limited free speech with soft lies. So political correctness really is. It's soft lies. Intolerant speech. And we have to protect our freedom of speech. Who are these libtards telling us what we can and cannot say, how to speak, and how to speak it? We have freedom of speech for a reason. We don't need to turn to UK like in some of these other libtard countries because, I mean, liberalism, like I said, is a disease, and the disease is rampant, especially throughout Western Europe and the UK and Germany. We do not need that happening in the United States. We do not. You know, I mean, and technically, back in the day, a few hundred years ago, England was sent missionaries all over the damn world to promote Christianity around, and it worked. What happened to them? I don't know. But it seems to me, in the UK right now, if you're a conservative Christian, you have a target on your back. It's bad enough in the United States. It's real bad in Canada as well. Maybe not as bad in Canada. But Laura Southern is Canadian, so she can probably say more than I can how bad it's getting in Canada right now. But all I'm saying right now is this. How it goes in the UK and the libtard media is anything they disagree with, anything they found offensive to them is hate speech. And we should be silenced because of that. We should be punished. We should be in jail, fined, and everything. Our whole lives ruined just because we speak our minds and we say something they deem offensive, And my idea is this, like Laura Southern, if you don't like her videos, don't watch them. The Tree of Logic, she does YouTube videos. If you don't like her videos, do not watch them. Quasar 666. If you don't like his videos, don't watch them. Next News Network. If you don't like their videos, then don't watch them. People with conservative views have the right to speak their minds, period. Not to have their whole lives ruined, facing jail times, fines, and everything else, just because you made some statements that some people didn't like. That's the bottom line. And the libtards are trying to violate our right of free speech. Not just our Second Amendment rights they're trying to take away, but also trying to take away our right of free speech. And this madness must stop. Totally stop. Well, I thank you for watching. And remember, we must protect freedom of speech. And we must support conservative voices. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. God bless you, and bye-bye.